This morning I'm going to show you how I chain piece, or I've heard it called factory piecing. It's when you've got lots of patchwork blocks to make and you're doing repetitive sewing. You're sewing the same little pieces over and over, and rather than keep on starting and stopping, it's called chain piecing. So I'll show you how I do it. This is what I'm making this morning, which is a square and a square block. So it starts off, the creamy colour is in the middle, and then we've got different colours for the sides. So I'm going to stitch, or before we start I should say, I got my 1/4 inch foot on, and for piecing you need a fairly smallish stitch length. Mine's on 2.5, my machine goes from 0 to 6, so that gives you a rough idea. It's what you'd use for piecing. So I'm putting these together, and then I'm going to put them under the machine and then just start stitching. Now I'm going to make 4 of them. So I'm going to make 4 blocks at once. So usually you'd stop now and take it out of your work, but we're not going to do it. We're just going to go to the next, straight on to the next block. So I've got another cream piece and another of the navy, lay them on top of each other, and then just put that, so you're chain piecing, you're not stopping and starting. Now as I'm coming to the end, I'm letting it go over by a stitch, and then I'm getting the next one ready. And then putting that under. So you've got a couple of stitches going on to nothing in between, and that's quite good because when the thread goes down, it still tries to create a stitch, so you've got like a twist, so that helps hold the pieces together nicely. And this is the 4th one I'm doing. Now theoretically you could do loads of these, you just keep on doing it and doing it. I'm just doing 4 to give you an idea. So that's the 4. Then I'm going to take these out of the machine and over to the ironing board. So here I am at the ironing board. So I'm just going to snip those in between, and they won't come undone. I'm not going to play with them, I'm not going to pull on them, but I mean, there you go. And then I'm going to give them a press. So I like to press. So press them as they are to set the stitches, and then open them up and press it that way. So I'm pressing the dark seam over, so it's, there we go. I'm going to do that to all 4 and then take them back and put the next piece on. So I'm going to do the same here. Now I'm laying the next piece on top. Start sewing, and as I come towards the end, there we are, I'm going to stop, line up the next piece and put that one through. So it's just continually stitching. And the same for the next 2. So I've snipped those 4 apart now. So press to set the seams again and press over. So you've got the seams going away. Do that to all 4. And now we're ready to start adding the 2 sides. If you remember, we're doing this square and a square. So I like to line mine up. You can tack them if you feel you need to. So I line that up to there. Stitch about 4 stitches. And then once I can see the end here, don't think you can see it quite yet. Take it down a little bit. Because these are all cut to size, so there's no trimming. I just check that that and that are at the same point. If they're not, I pull whichever isn't to make it fit. Hold that, make sure it's all straight down there. If it's not straight, put it straight, and I put a finger there, and then I can start sewing. So in effect, my fingers are the pins, and they're holding it in place while I stitch it. Then you come to the next one, same thing again. So I'm making sure that the top corner is right. And then stitch in 4 or 5 stitches. I do a bit more because I don't think you can see down that far on my sewing machine. And then I just check that these two are meeting at the bottom. Check that straight along there. Hold it with my fingers and carry on. And I'll do that for the 4 of them. And then the same thing again. I've cut them, snipped them apart, press to set the seams, and then flip over. So you've got that done. And then we're going to put the final piece on to make the square in a square. There you go. So lay down your final piece, right sides together obviously. It's this top corner I'm concerned about as I start. Put the first few stitches in. As I say, I'm taking it up a little bit further than I usually would because my camera isn't set up at the best. Make sure that's right. Make sure these are flat. If they're not, you can pull the bottom bit, and then you're going to stitch all the way down. You're going to do this for the 4 of them. This is a really good technique to use for any repetitive blocks you've got. It makes log cabin super fast and easy, and all of a sudden you end up with lots of blocks that are completed. There we go. Next one in. So I'm going to do this now to all 4 and take them to the ironing board. I've snipped them again. Press the seams, press it open, and there's your finished square and a square block. It all looks lovely from the back as well. And that's let's do the final one. And you can make as many or as little as you want using this technique. Bye.